It's go time. It's Monday Night Football projection time. We've got a lot to go over. JJ not playing. What do you expect out of Dobbs? What do you expect out of Fields? What do you expect out of everybody involved? The Fantasy Football Show, Monday Night Football Countdown Show begins right now.
The FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
What is going on, good people? Appreciate every single one of you being here. And don't forget to head on over to Underdog Fantasy and play some of these higher lows tonight. I've got two of them on screen that I absolutely love. One right here, Josh Dobbs, baby. Josh Dobbs, a rushing touchdown or receiving touchdown. You get both. 1.25 times multiplier, good buddy. So do it live. Hit that. He's been rushing touchdowns into the end zone ever since he's been playing this season. So how many games in a row does Josh Dobbs have a rush? Let's see. Joshua Dobbs, and I can put it on screen here. I don't know if you can even see it. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in a row, this man has had a rushing touchdown. It's been unbelievable. So that's a pretty good one. I also like this one right here. About 100 of you in here, punch that thumb up button as you file on in. This one right here, 11.5 receiving yards for Chandler. He seems to be their receiving back. So I'm going to hit that higher on that one as well. And I urge you guys to as well. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. So please hit this link. I'll drop the link right now in the live chat. There's the link there. Let me see if I can pin that link for you as well. That way you guys can get on in and get your Underdog Fantasy on. The higher lows are so fun to incorporate into your fantasy football like day, you know, into your NFL Sunday, into your Monday Night Football. Because if you have a bad day, let's say, you can, let me pin that link. The link has been pinned. Let's say you have a bad day. You can still salvage your day, your fantasy day, with a couple NFL higher lows, you know. And same thing with the fantasy football drafting. You can draft now for the playoffs on the early playoff drafts that they have on Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Smitty. That link is pinned. The link will do the same thing as promo code Smitty. You can also do a week 13 draft right now. Let's say you're just pissed off about your team. Smitty, I'm packing it in. I'm done with fantasy. No, you're not, young man. No, this thing's just bleeding. No, you're not. You can go in. Look at this thing. It's just, what's going on here? Week 13, draft right now. You can go in and draft on Underdog. In fact, maybe we'll do that before the show's over. Maybe we'll do a Week 13 draft. Maybe we'll do a playoff draft. Maybe we'll do a draft real quick before this show ends. But file on in if you got questions. I've hopefully got your answers, and we'll be digging into some of the news that might be creeping around the league right now. But JJ ruled out for week number 12. He was downgraded to out for Monday's game. That has been official. He remains on injured reserve and will look to make his return in Week 14. Keep in mind that JJ has a Week 13 bye. The Vikings and JJ have a bye week next week, which was kind of the fear the last couple weeks for us here on the show. We said it over and over and over that if you, I even did a video on this specific topic, in this topic alone, that if you had JJ 2 or 3 weeks ago and you couldn't afford a couple L's, and you needed him before week 14, or week 14, because he has a week 13 bye, then you needed to trade him. You needed to trade him because he might not help you until week number 14, and that's certainly the case here. Let's go over some of the projections real quick, and then if there's any super chats, we'll get to those. And if there are any other questions, we'll try and answer some phone calls and such. Fields, let's go over Fields first. What is Fields going to do in this outing? Well, let's take a look at what Fields has been doing as of late. I think that might be a good barometer to go off of, because I think predicting what someone is going to do based on what they've been doing is a pretty good place to start. Fields has had an up and down season, to say the least. And if we go off a mix of what he did in week 4 and 5, which was be QB3 and QB1 overall, he had 335 yards and 4 touchdowns in week number 4. He had 282 yards and 4 touchdowns in week number 5. He had 104 yards rushing last week with a mediocre 1 touchdown at 169 yards, but making up for it on the ground. I think where we're at with Fields is that if he doesn't do it through the air, like 300 bills, 2 or 3 touchdowns, I believe he is currently in a place right now where he will run the football a little bit more than normal. We haven't seen him run much at all this year. It's been 47. Well, I mean, pretty decent numbers, I guess, when you really look at it. It's like 59, 47, 25, 57, 46, and then 104. But I think Fields, what people came in, especially me, walking into the season, we expected probably 5 to 6 100-yard games on the ground for Fields. That was a pretty decent bet, I think, and that has only come true once so far. But he has missed 1, 2, 3, 4 straight weeks in a row. Got injured the week prior to that, so that's like 5 weeks of no football. He busted in weeks 1, 2, and 3, exploded in weeks 3 and 4. I think if we go somewhere in between what he was doing in weeks 4 and 5, when he was the best quarterback or third best quarterback in fantasy football, and we mix it with what he did last week. Let's say Fields drops in tonight's Minnesota Viking matchup. Let's say Fields drops about, let's call it 260, 2 TDs, 1 INT because something gets tipped, whatever, and let's call it 55 yards on the ground. Think that would be like, that's my safe assessment. Now, the bonus, the hopeful part is that he gets that rushing touchdown on top of that. So a 3 TD affair would be fantastic. But I think we're going to put a little dotted circle around this because this will be like the gravy. Is there a shot we get that? I don't know. But this all feels very realistic to me. And I know everybody wants more than that, and I hope he does. I hope he drops this extra added bonus, this 3rd touchdown. That would make it a phenomenal day for Fields. As for DJ Moore, his counterpart, his buddy, his good pal, DJ Moore, who has been absolutely magnificent when Justin Fields is in the lineup. Let's pull up DJ Moore's stat log. DJ Moore has been unreal with this man under center, and then he vanishes, of course, when there's no Fields. I mean, his last 3 games with Justin Fields, if we take out, that week 6 affair where Fields got injured, he had 1 touchdown in week 4. He had 3 touchdowns in week number 5, if you remember, 3 touchdowns in week 5, and then Fields didn't play, and then we got, of course, that 1 touchdown and 96 yards from last week. I think this week we're looking at 80 and a touchdown. And let's call it 6 receptions. 681 TD out of DJ Moore. That's a pretty good day. That's a pretty damn good day. Yeah. We only do underdog around these parts, bro. We don't do other places. It's underdog alone. As for the running backs, we've got Khalil Herbert. Let's see here. Herbert was back last week, got 16 totes and only a 35 yards. It was a pretty bad day. I'm going to say Herbert has 65 rushing, 25 receiving, and 50%, we'll call it 0.5 TDs. I hate doing the 0.5, but I'm trying to be realistic here. I'm not trying to give everybody a touchdown. Not everybody gets a trophy all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and say we're probably looking at this type of stat line, I think, out of Khalil with Foreman out. I mean, I suppose we could say something along the lines of, let's do it like this: 95 total yards. 95 total yards and a 0.5 touchdown. As for Komet, let's look at our boy Komet. And I want to pull up what he's been doing lately. Komet, as of the last handful of games, 10 receptions, 79 yards, 0 TD. 6 receptions, 55 yards, 2 touchdowns. That was in week 9. 5 receptions for 45 yards, 0 touchdowns. 3 receptions for 20 yards, 0 touchdowns. I'm going to say that one of the touchdowns pulled in tonight that Fields will be throwing will be to Cole Kmet. Kmet is going to get you 55 and 1 TD, and we'll call it a 5 reception day. That's not bad. So the two touchdown tosses slung by the man named Justin Fields. One will go to this guy, one will go to DJ Moore, and that 0.5 touchdown for Khalil Herbert will probably be a run if he is able to punch it in. As for the Minnesota Vikings side of the football, we'll go with Dobby boy, and we're gonna give Dobbs. Let's give him. Oh man, what's his average for passing yards? It's not huge, but could he have a 300-yard game? I don't think so. I don't think he's had a 300-yard game yet. Yeah, he's not had one 300-yard passing game. 132, 228. This is with Arizona. 189, 265, 166, 235, 146, 208, 158, 268, 211, 221. I'm sorry, 221. So he's in the twos in Minnesota. That passing attack has got the most out of. I would say we'll call it 235. 235 yardage wise out of Dobbs. We'll say that he has an INT. So one INT. TNT. One INT. We're going to say one passing TD and one rushing TD. So a passing TD, a rushing TD, 235 yards, one INT. I think that's a pretty good day for Dobbs. Really is. In Chicago, it's conducive for that. Like, that is something that we could envision happening for Dobbs. So the question is, who gets Dobbs's? He gets his own rushing touchdown, obviously, but who catches that touchdown pass? I think it's probably going to be. I don't know how I feel about. Motion
detected at the front door.
Let's see here. So the last handful of weeks for TJ Hawkinson, 11 receptions, 86 yards, no touchdown. 6 receptions, 88 yards, touchdown. 7 receptions, 69, no touchdown. 11 receptions for 134, a touchdown, and then 4 for 55. What I can say with confidence is his lowest game has been the 4 for 55. That was last week. So if we just write that down, he can only do better than this. This is his worst game. It was last week that he's had in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, really. So this is his worst game he's ever had. It's only going to go up from here. I think he catches that touchdown, so we're going to give him the TD. I think 55 yards, we're going to turn into 88 yards. And 4 receptions, we're going to turn into 5 to 6. So 588 and 1 TD for Hawkinson feels pretty damn good and pretty likely. As for Addison, who has not really gotten in a groove with Dobbs in the lineup, and we could say that that's because he's being focused on by defenses, but let's be real. He's had a handful of games now to do this. 4 receptions for 69 yards 2 weeks ago. Last week, 3 for 44. The week before that, no touchdowns, 5 for 52. Now, you guys know what I've said about rookie wide receivers. I say it every single day. So if this is week 1, this thing is just bleeding the marker. Let's get some focus in here. This thing is just dripping. Okay, 17. This marker is getting excited. Okay, 17. If I had to plot, this is like fantastic 10 out of 10. This is 0 out of 10 in terms of production, and this is Addison. This is Addison's Addie's little chart. He started off the year pretty damn good with the 2 touchdowns. Took a little dip, okay? Then he excelled, and he was like playing like a 7 or 8 out of 10. And then the last handful of weeks, we'll call this week number 9. So right here, he is dropped. So the question is, did he hit this rookie wall? And is this rookie wall 3 weeks deep? Is it 4 weeks deep? Will he not break through the rookie wall? Is it going to be week number 12? Week number 12, where he breaks through and does what all the other rookies have done. Flowers, in any rookie wide receiver or pass catcher, they usually hit this wall. Laporta, it happens. It just happens because, number one, a player is used to a college season. It's shorter. Number two, it just happens. It's brutal in the NFL. You're getting hit like crazy. The question is, does Addison break through this rookie wall? Is that what he's even enduring? Is it a combination of the rookie wall and just him and Dobbs aren't on the same page, and Dobbs isn't as efficient? It isn't as a conducive environment for huge yardage for the wide receivers. It's very, very much a concern. I would say that there's a strong chance that he slips through and grabs a score. So if Dobbs is to have a 2-touchdown passing affair, and let's say Dobbs doesn't run for the second touchdown, let's say Dobbs gets 2 touchdowns, they're both passing, I think this would be the guy that grabs it. I think that, I don't know that this is the game that he jumps back up, is what I'm trying to allude to. Do I think he's going to have a bad day? No. I think between the last 2 games of him having 3 and 4 receptions, we'll call it 4, and 44 yards and 69 yards, so we'll call it 60. I think this is like a safe estimation as to what he's going to do tonight, 4, 60, and 0. But obviously we're hopeful. Maybe this is a 0.5. Maybe this is a 0.5 TD. Maybe this is 60 to 70 yards potentially. You can't even read that. Hold on. Let me rewrite that. Maybe it's 0.5 TDs, and maybe it's 60 to 70 and 4 to 5 receptions. I don't know. Let's go on over to the running game, and let's look at Madison's so tough to predict. Like, what the hell is Madison going to do? The latest news on Madison was that Vikings running back Alexander Madison will look to bounce back in week 12 after a lackluster performance. Okay, there's no real injury update. He had 18 carries for 81 yards. So that, I don't know if that report was for week 10. So he didn't do too bad last week. He had 18 carries for 81 yards and 0 TDs, and he was, non-existent in the passing game. I would say, let's call this 14 to 15 carries. We'll call this 70 yards and 0 TDs. I think that's probably what we're looking. Maybe 1 reception for 6 yards. That's kind of my expectation for Madison. Now, getting 15 carries opens up the door to a touchdown and opportunity, so you can't really ask for more than 15 totes of the rock if you're a Madison owner right now. That gives you a shot. That gives you a chance. Chandler, I don't know. I don't know what I feel about Chandler. I think Chandler is definitely the guy that they're going to turn to in terms of the receiving department as far as the RBs go. His last 2 games, he's had 15 carries and 10 carries. So he had 45 yards and 1 TD. This is 2 weeks ago. This is in week number 10. So week 10. Week 11. Week 11, he had 10 totes for 73 yards. That's 7.3 a pop. He had 0 touchdowns. But he had 4 receptions for 37 yards, which is why I kind of feel like this 11.5 yard receiving higher is pretty good for Chandler this week. And Chandler, the last report I have here, this is 4 hours ago. 4 hours ago. Ty Chandler is expected to see an enhanced role Monday night against the Bears. Alexander Madison is expected to remain in the lead role, but it could be a 1A, 1B situation between him and Chandler. Last week, Chandler totaled 110 yards from scrimmage on 14 touches. Again, 110 yards. He had 37 receiving, 73 rushing in week 11. I feel like this 11.5 is not a lock, but a near lock. There's never a total lock. So we're going to say Chandler, I think, maybe has a similar overtaking of the backfield in terms of production, even if on paper it's Madison out the gate. I'm going to say 60 rushing, 35 receiving, and 0.5 TDs. I hate using the 0.5. I haven't done that all season until the last couple weeks just because I don't want to give him a touchdown because I don't know. It doesn't feel like any sort of lock. But I feel like there's a real strong shot that he has one potential, and we'll call this a total touchdown or rushing receiving touchdown. Receiving TD. So that's my take for the game tonight. Hopefully that helps some of you in terms of your decision making, like who you should play. Super chats here. First one is Avon. Avon, appreciate you. 32 hours in the hospital and counting. Had a long seizure. Field's gonna kill us tonight, man. Bro, if this is true, I'm sorry to hear this. Prayers up. Everybody drop a prayer for Avon. Avon was the first super chat of the day. Gets a standing ovation. I pulled my back. I pulled my back, so standing up is really hard for me right now. So the Avon, that's how much you mean to me. Pulled my back out on top of getting food poisoning. That was the worst combination together. But my back it'll be all right. It takes a couple days whenever I do something like this. I was moving a lot of stuff in the backyard. I big, huge, like 50-pound stones, and I moved them, or big, huge stepping stones, and I moved them and stacked them in this corner and traded Jaden Reed, Brees, Howell for Warren. Thoughts? I mean, this could go 100 different ways. I mean, the way Warren was used in Week 12, I don't like it. I don't know what's in store for Warren right now. The fact that I believe he's the best running back on the team by far, and he was going to the moon. And sometimes we can't help what a coaching staff does. And honestly, it was my assessment walking into the game that switching coordinators, they would not try and head away from what was working, and they did. And they gave Najee a whole bunch of work. So I don't know how this works or shakes out for you. I will say that Brees is very shaky too. So I hope this works for you. I hope that this is just like a one-game hiccup for Warren's production. And he's explosive enough that they keep him out there. But I can't say that with any sort of certainty that I feel like you smashed on the trade. I think it's just a TBA to be announced. No one fully knows what to expect out of that situation. Joe with the $20 hauler. Joe, you absolute maniac. You, Joe, to the freaking moon.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Joe, if you don't mind, I'm going to keep seated today. My back's killing me. Joe, you absolute monster with a $20 hauler. 5-7, 12 team. QBs, Kyler, T-Law, running back C, Mac, Achan, Mixon, wide receivers, Waddle, Olave, Diggs, Rice, Andrews, picked up Likely, Mayer. Would you trade Mixon and Rice for Kincaid and Watson? I probably would. I think Kincaid is still fantastic. You lost Andrews. I think that's a good replacement. And Watson's very comparable to Rice. They're both kind of unknowns. They both have a lot of upside. I like Rice a lot right now, but I think I would probably do that just given that you get that tight end upgrade. If the chat disagrees, please vote in the chat. I have Chase and can still trade. Who should I be targeting? Devonta Smith, potentially. And you could say that Chase is better than Smith if you want. Adams is good buy low material right now, but you can... Ow, that hurt. You can go... you can go and probably get a... Man, if I go to thefantasyfootballshow.com rankings and I try and pull up a list of potential running backs and wide receivers to go target right now, if you're lucky enough to trade, Diggs is still a good buy low. Chase for Diggs. You might have to give up a little bit more, maybe not. Who knows? Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. You could probably get both those guys and something for Jamar Chase right now, to be honest with you. Is it risky? Sure. Eckler straight up for Jamar Chase. I bet you that can get done. Devon Achane. Bijan Robinson still got some skeptics, but his value is increasing. Tony Pollard. Those are all a potential slew of players that I think have that capability for you of giving you better return on your investment than Jamar Chase. I think Jamar Chase is an absolute question mark right now, and it's not his fault, but he's in a pretty bad situation. OP Appreciate you with the $10 holler, my good friend. OP dropping fire. OP says, Smitty, Stroud, Kyler, running backs, Bijan, Pollard, Jacobs, wide receivers, Kupp, Evans, Waddle, and Hollywood Brown, tight end, Kelsey, Goddard, kicker, 12-man league, Smitty approved. Yeah, I like your team a lot. I mean, Pollard and Bijan and Jacobs, they could all step up at the right time. You need Kupp to come back to life. If Kupp doesn't, it's going to be hard sledding for you, but if he does, I think your team 100% can knock off any team in its way, one win at a time. Team is Purdy, JT, Bijan, Warren, Ridley, Olave. Trade Ridley and Warren for Dak and Gabe Davis. I don't think, as much as I like Dak, I still like Purdy enough. I like Purdy enough that I'm trying to think if, like, okay, so JT, Bijan, Warren, Ridley, Olave, Ayuk. I don't hate this trade. I think Ridley and Warren are expendable enough that if you want to upgrade into Dak, I'm okay with that. I don't know that it's my favorite trade. I think it's almost like you're both hitting each other in a way that makes your teams like worse. But I do like what Dak's doing, obviously, and it's not a horrible move. I think it's okay. At the end of the day, I almost want to go after a slightly different player, or I want to go after Mahomes because he's so doubted right now. But I understand why you do that. I'm just also a little hopeful that Ridley and Warren continue. I'd probably, if it were me, I'd probably bank on Purdy, Ridley, Warren, and I'd maybe try and make some other maneuver with Ridley and Warren to upgrade into an Eckler or something like that while keeping Purdy, or trading into a Mahomes somehow. I would not do it personally, but I can understand why you would. Marco Polo in the chat gave kudos to Lego Batman for finding Bijan. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we tasked Lego Batman with one job, and we said, Lego, you need to get it done and stop with the excuses. Don't get all upset when we, ride you on this and say get to work. And Lego Batman found him, and he found him right where he left him, in the end zone. Lego Batman, absolute glory. We'll figure out who Lego's got to go get this week and put the bat signal up. So Lego Batman, to the moon. Appreciate you so much, Lego, for all your hard work protecting the city and also finding players when they are missing. Good call out there, Superfish. Appreciate you bringing attention to that. Brady, 8-3 and lost 3 straight. QB Hurts, Addison, Gabe Davis. That sucks when you lose with Tyreek and Hurts. Like, come on. What are we doing here? Kyron, you lost with Kyron? Lost 3 straight? You've got Hurts, you've got Tyreek Hill, and you've got Kyron, and you lost somehow? How in the hell did that happen, Brady? Explain to me how a team beat you when you've got Hurts, Kyron, and Tyreek Hill. This is inexcusable. I love your team. Your team's fire. You got Pollard. He did well. This is a good team. I mean, I don't know if you can trade. You try and trade like maybe Aaron Jones. Keep the 3 running backs. Trade Aaron Jones and Addison. If he has a big game, Aaron Jones, that's the only thing I'd even strongly consider doing, like Kupp or Puka using Aaron Jones and Addison, like something like that. But Brady, how in the hell you losing games with that team? That makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, you had to have had Kyron on your bench, and how would you have Kyron on the bench in that situation? Everyone's saying cap in the chat. Brady, come on, explain yourself, bro. What is going on here? Brady, appreciate you. Appreciate you very much, Brady. I had Kyron on my bench. Oh, Paul. There were only certain scenarios where Kyron. Look, some of you had like we had a couple people come in and say, I got ETN. I've got Kyron, ETN. Some of the questions were Barkley coming off a huge game. Those scenarios were a little bit understandable because they were hard dilemmas. But man, that's a rough one. Lego Batman, we got to come up with a person we need to find this week. I kind of feel like it should be Achan. I think Lego Batman should put out the bat signal for Achan. We'll see when Lego comes in here if he can get that done. But we need Achane to be found, and found fast. Found right away. Your thoughts on Achane this week? I like him this week, man. I mean, as long as he's playing, he's a top 5 running back every time he's on the field. And I know a lot of people are forgetful for that, because when someone's out and not doing something, they have negative vibes about him. I mean, look at Kyren last week. Some of the people that benched Kyren because he wasn't out there for a while. And again, in only some of the rare circumstances should he have even be contemplated as being a bench. But we definitely need Lego Batman on the case. Let's just make the decision for him. When he comes in, we'll let him know. Lego Batman, you have been tasked to find Devon Achane. It is your duty, young man, to get it done. Go find Achane. Go find him now. We don't want excuses. We want results. You did it last week. Do it this week. Get it done. Get it done. Mahomes, Prescott, Eckler, Kyren, Pacheco, Keenan. Nice team. Nice team. Bench Kyren as well. Luckily didn't cost me the matchup. Damn, AC. Well, I can tell you one thing. Anybody that has Kyren's never benching him again. He's probably running back 2 or 3 overall right now going forward. Like name unless we're talking like I think Bijan and Achane could get there for sure, but you can't put them at 2 or 3 right now, given they haven't, Bijan's been missing for a while and Achane's been injured. But if someone wanted to put Bijan at 2 or 3, I get it. But who else could you possibly argue? Like, how could you argue anything but this order right here, or these 2 running backs as 1 and 2? And some might even say they want Kyren 1. I could understand it, but someone give me an argument as to what running back commands number 2. Not hopeful. Bijan would be a hopeful. Achane will be a hopeful prediction. But who commands number 2 other than Kyren? I don't think anybody. I'm going to wait for somebody to give me their assessment here. Does anybody have a running back other than Kyren as running back 2? Very curious. Poor Cam Akers. Cam was never going to make it, bro. I mean, Gus was fired, but he fizzled out, Marty. But we're talking about number 2 here, not mediocrity. I like Gus a little bit, but healthy Achane, yeah. But who commands it? It's Kyren. I think Bijan, Gibbs, Achane, these guys are all right here fighting JT in that conversation. JT, Rashad White, no, Alex. You can't put Rashad White in the running back 2 spot. You out of your mind? I think these guys definitely are in consideration for this 3, 4, 5 spot. JT, Gibbs, Achane, Bijan. Fantastic. Yeah. Kamara's up there. There's some concern about the offense, but he's definitely up there. These are like the next best guys for sure. Eckler's in limbo right now. Of course, we know Eckler could be, but Eckler's definitely like he's in this like sidecar, like Eckler. What is he gonna jump in or is he not? I don't know. Tough to say. Etienne is outside. He's with Eckler. He's not in this group. He's not. He was in command of this. He was like running back 2-3, but Etienne has fallen out. He's in the sidecar, and we don't know if he's going to get back in or not. Hopefully he does. I think he could. Pollard is certainly not in this group. Pollard's probably in this group too. Pollard, Eckler, Etienne are not in this group of running back that are arguing and fighting for that 3 spot. Pacheco's probably in here as well. Do you trade Eckler? Probably not. What are you going to get for him? You just got to ride it out, bro. You got to ride it out. Let's hope Bijan just absolutely explodes. Like, part of me doesn't even want to take him off the bat, man. He's been found, though. He's been found. We're moving on to Achan. Achan needs to be found by Lego. Lego Batman, get on your horse and get it done, pal. ETN a buy low? Yeah, I think ETN's a buy low. Eckler's a good buy low. If anybody can trade right now, not everybody can trade. There's certainly good buy lows. Certainly good buy lows. You could put Rashad White in this category, but not this one. Pollard hasn't cracked 30 points this season. That's why he's not over here. Kyler against the Steelers over Stafford against the Browns. Pretty close call. I'd say Kyler's probably safer, but Stafford's got higher upside. Eckler, Pacheco. Week 13. What are their matchups? I haven't even looked that far ahead. In week 13, Green Bay at Green Bay for KC. So Pacheco at Green Bay. And then Eckler. So Pacheco at Green Bay, Eckler at New England. Probably Pacheco safer. Dell is this year's Sun God. We need a Dell animation. That's on me. That's on me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very thankful for Tank Dell. Maybe that's what our animation should be. Everybody gather hands around the table. What are we thankful for? I'm thankful for Mr. Tank Dell. I'm thankful for CJ Stroud. I'm thankful for a lot. For little Tank Dell. Rodgers comes back. Brees is top 5. Let's hope, Manny. Let's hope. What's everybody thankful for? Tank Dell? Thank you very much. Oh, I want to make the animation around thankful, being thankful. Thanks for all that you've done, Tank. Be thankful. Get tanked. Stop being unthankful. You unthankful tank. You unthankful Tom. I'm very thankful. Yeah, give tanks. Give tanks. I am thankful for... Thank you. Appreciate you, Joshua. All right, we're heading into this game here. We're just a few minutes out from kickoff. I'll be back. Normally, I go live during the first quarter. I'm probably gonna jump off now, and we're gonna circle back. And you guys know how we do it at the end of every single Monday night game. We kick off the waiver wire show. On that note, toss out real quickly. Toss out your favorite waiver wire pickups for week number 13. Let's throw them out. Waiver wire pickups for week number 13. What are we looking at? Who's trending right now? Who is most likely to be available? What players are not available, you know, in a lot of leagues but are still available that you're seeing? I'm seeing Stafford at QB. He's available in quite a bit. Stafford at QB. Bank on Tank. I like it. Rice, definitely available in way too many formats. Love is still available in enough formats, which is crazy. Minshew's available. Muth is available at tight end, yes. Myers, yeah. Myers. Hubbard, okay. Reed, yeah, Reed's definitely available in too many leagues. Reed. Watson is I'm going to check Watson to see if I'll be shocked if we got to put Watson on, but it would shock me and it wouldn't shock me at the same time. Hubbard, I guess. We'll put Hubs on here. Are we thankful for Hubs? Thankful for Hubs. Hyatt, yeah, Hyatt looked pretty good. Hyatt, Kyron. If Kyron's available in your league, you should be I don't know. He got hurt. He's not necessarily in this race. Pat Fryermuth, we got a lot of Muth votes. I like it. Brandon Cooks, I don't know how available Brandon Cooks is. I'll look. I'm not sure if he's available in enough leagues to qualify. Royce Freeman. I guess Freeman. We'll look into that. Jameson Williams. JMO. Palmer. Tank me later. This video, we'll do a flashback video of Smitty telling you to draft Tank Dell. Take Tank and take me later. Take me later. Curtis Samuel, C. Sam, Hunt. We'll look into that one. Mitchell, we'll definitely look into Mitchell. It's good point. Mitchell's probably got cut in some cases. P. Ryan, I guess. P. Ryan, Stafford's on there. Jaden Reed. These are some good ones, guys. You guys have some good recommendations. Lat Murray, I suppose. He's looking like he's available. Zeke, maybe. Zeke Elliott. Jeff Wilson, maybe. Shaheed. What's his status? Quad expected to be sidelined week 13. So Shaheed, I'm gonna keep off for right now. He's injured. Playoff Lenny, maybe. Bro, I dropped Tank. Well, that's not. You weren't very thankful. You weren't very thankful with what you had, bro. Zach Moss. I don't know if Moss is available. I'll write him on here. I'll have to look and research if he's available. Taysom, yeah. Because he got cut in a lot of leagues, I'm sure, last week. Taysom, DeVito. I don't know about that. Hawkinson. These are all good. We'll keep it. We'll do it live. It's a good little list. I'll dig into it some more. Appreciate you all. We've got two super chats before I leave. DJ Meat Missile, $4.99 holler. Kyron Stevenson, Achan. Thoughts on team moves? Lamb, Flowers, Tyreek. You got a good team. You got a real good team. I'd say, honestly, no thoughts at all. Stand down. This team's phenomenal. From your defense to your tight end to your wide receivers. I like everything. The only thing you could honestly consider is like Walker Sharps for like Cooper Kupp. Take a gamble. Like that's something I would possibly do, or Walker Sharps and a receiver for Eckler. Like go after one of those two, Cooper Kupp, Diggs, Eckler, like those three. Traded CJ, Tyreek, and Taysom for Mahomes, Kelsey, JJ Ridley. Oh, I don't know. CJ, Tyreek. I guess I take that. I mean, if you need a move, Bryson, if this was like the move that could help you potentially get into the mix. Bijan has been found. He has, Lego. And I don't know if you missed it, but we were calling for you. Appreciate your super chat. We've been calling for you. Your next task is to go get Devon Achan and get him back into Gotham City. Bring him back to Gotham, Lego. You've got one job. You've been tasked to do one thing this week. You did it very effectively last week. You got Bijan. Now you must get Achan back into the fold, Lego. You've got one job to do. Go get it done. Lego Batman, $20 hauler. Appreciate you as always. You rock.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Appreciate you, Lego. Thanks for being thanks for serving the city of Gotham. And without you, I don't know that we would have had Bijan this week. So everybody give Lego a round of applause, a thumbs up, a fire emoji, a bat emoji, whatever the case may be. Gotham needs Lego. Go get it done. I'll see you all after the game. Appreciate you all. Thank you for my super chats, by the way. Thank you, Lego Batman, for the $20 hauler. Thank you, Joe, for the $20 hauler. I'll see you all after the game for the waiver wire show, which we kind of kicked off a few names, and we'll break it down. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, live whenever big news breaks, and of course we're live after games. So we'll be live after this one, breaking down the waiver wire show, week number 13. See you all after the game. Peace out. Hit that thumb up button on your way out the door. Be thankful. Be thankful for everything Tank's done for you. Is it over yet? Rush, you say this every single time. It's the same thing every single week. As soon as the game kicks off, we roll. Fields running onto the field. Hold on. Let's watch this first drive by Fields at least. When I do end the Monday night stream, though, people end up scoring. So, you want me here for the first quarter. Nobody might score on this drive. It's kind of the way that it's been trending. But let's see what Fields does. And for anybody that left, there's 162 of you. There's like 240 in here. Shame on you. It's like a Marvel movie. You don't know what's going to happen until it actually ends. You leave when the credits are rolling. That's your own fault. Okay, Fields, DJ Moore. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it live. Okay, first pass. Is that commit? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Second down. Second down in like 8 or 9. Let's see how you do this. Fields. Nice little quick strike. Let's see if Khalil Herbert could have a day. I don't know if my projections will hold true, but they felt pretty tamed. I don't think I got a little crazy or anything. All right, here we go. Fields under center. Handoff to Khalil Herbert. Nice little run. He looks smooth. He looks healthy. Man, that was a good little run. 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. This is tricky, though, man. Can you imagine 3 and out? It's going to be so disappointing. You know what I would like here? Here, a little potential. Fields scrambles right or left. Potential pass option, but Fields runs it for about 7 yards out of bounds. It's kind of what I'm feeling right now. Fields in the gun. Takes the snap. Throws the football. Completion. DJ Moore. First down. Let's go. All right, DJ Moore. Do your thing. Do your thing. DJ Moore lined up to the right. Fields pointing at him, saying, "This is coming to you, pal." Fields looks to his left. DJ Moore scrambles over to the left side of the field in motion. Fields takes it from the gun, hands it off, draw play, up the gut. Khalil Herbert for no gain, or maybe inches. Stroud Dell stack winning leagues. Look, Dell, be thankful for Dell. or we won't tolerate any sort of there we go. 2nd and 9. Fields in the gun. Was that Kmet in motion? Fake draw. Fields scrambles. Fields gets kind of wrapped up after about a, 3-4 yard little scramble. Maybe 3 yards. Okay, stop stepping on him, bro. Number 90, stepping all over. He's trying to walk on Fields like he's a carpet. Like he's a rug, like a welcome mat. Fields is like, bro. He's like pulling his hands up. Like, don't step on my hands. This is how I work. So Fields didn't have anywhere to throw. Oh, God. Was that Kmet? Who was wide open on the right? Was that Kmet? All right, Fields in the gun once again. 3rd and 5. Getting pressured big time. Releases the ball. Kmet catches it. First down. Powell drives to the. That was a first down, I think. They're going to probably measure that, but man, that was a nice little gainer there. Kmet, phenomenal job. First down. That may have not been a first down incoming. That was all Kmet. That was a short play. It was not enough for a first down, but Kmet said, "Get on my back." Khalil Herbert was pushing him. 2-3 Miami Dolphins. 2-3 Vikings players were trying to pull and tug with the football. Kmet, nice job. Nice job, Kmet. Kmet's already off to a hot start. Fields takes a snap in the gun again. Throws the football to Kmet once again. Kmet is just eating. Kmet said, "I'm hungry. I didn't eat lunch. I didn't eat breakfast. I'm fasting for the game. I want you to feed me a full course meal." And they said, "Okay, we'll give you, how about 4 or 5 receptions on the opening drive? Is that good enough for you, Kmet?" Fields is in the huddle, and I think I could lip read. And he says something to the effect of, "DJ Moore, you're going downfield, and I'm just going to throw it to you, okay? Just figure it out." DJ Moore to the end zone. Short little pass to DJ Moore. I must have got it confused. It's going to be 3rd and about 2 or 3 yards, but that was a pass for DJ Moore. Instead of go long, he said go for 4 or 5. DJ Moore, nice job. Bynum making the tackle. Congrats to Bynum with his little story that they told at the beginning of the kickoff show about how he got his wife a visa. You guys hear that story? That was pretty interesting story. All right, Vikings fans are waving their caps and they're excited. They're trying to get their D to step up here at home. Fields in the gun. Picks up the leg twice, snaps the football, scrambles. He's running for his life. Scrambling, getting away. Fields makes the throw. Kmet falling down, catches. Was that Kmet again? No, that wasn't Kmet. That was, I apologize. Who was that? Was that Khalil Herbert that caught that pass? That was a nice little maneuver there. Fields escaping. It was Johnson. That was Johnson. That was Roshan. Roshan getting in the mix. I like seeing Roshan in there. Nice catch, Roshan. Nice clutch maneuver. Khalil's now in the game. Fields avoids a sack. Throws it to Khalil Herbert. First down. This Bears offense looking pretty sharp, I must say. Now, granted, it's against the Minnesota Vikings defense. Okay, let's calm down. Let's not get too excited. But, hey, this is football. This is fantasy football. We are excited about what we're seeing no matter who the defense is. We can get excited. We can get happy. We don't have to always degrade and devalue the offensive display just because the defensive limitations. We don't care about that. We're here watching Fields, who was in the gun, now walks back up under center. Looks like it's going to be a run. That's usually what that means. It's like, hey, let's get this defense lined up a certain way, and then I'm going to go under center and hand this ball off to my man Khalil Herbert, who doesn't get much, But they're establishing the run. They're threatening. They're telling the defense, we're not just going to throw. You do have to watch Khalil Herbert. He runs out of the game. Roshan runs back on the field. Usually means they're going to throw because Roshan does appear to be gaining a little bit of the PPR foothold. I'm pretty excited about that, to be honest with you. Roshan's shot the bed all year long. He's had so many opportunities. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disappointed in Roshan, but Roshan's in there. Roshan's in there, doing it live. That could be holding on Roshan too. That's not good when Fields gets hit. Roshan didn't get it done. Didn't get that block assignment right, but it's all right. That's all right. It was a tough play. He tried his best without holding. He kind of held for a second, let go, and then Fields got sacked. That was not a good block, Roshan. Pick up the blitz, bro. All right, Fields. Roshan's still in the game. They didn't take him out. They did not take him out. Fields is getting. Oh, that was a bad play. 3rd and 13. Komet for like no yards. It was like a throw right into like the center of the field for like a no gainer. 4th and 14. Bears get a field goal out of this. They need to block better. Fields is getting smashed right away. He's got no time to throw. Santos in for a field goal. And it's wide right. Very fitting. Vikings take the field. All right, I'll see you all after the game. Appreciate you all. Super chat from Lucas, Tua, Stroud, Dell, Devonta Smith, Terry, McBride. Okay, so trade JT, McBride, and Aaron Jones for Gibbs, Ayuk. Trade JT, McBride, and Aaron Jones for Gibbs and Ayuk. It's such a tough one. I would probably say it's got its pros and cons, man. Can the chat vote on this one? Do you want Gibbs and Ayuk or JT, McBride, and Aaron Jones? Can we get a vote real quickly before we leave on this one? I'm kind of leaning toward, you've got Dell, Devonta Smith, Terry, JT. I don't know. I feel like Ayuk is not consistent enough. JT's playing great. I love Gibbs. Gibbs and JT, you could make arguments. Really, you could. I think JT feels a little bit safer now, but next week that could be different. And Aaron Jones, what is Aaron Jones right now? I don't know. He could be an absolute phenom down the stretch, or he could absolutely crap the bed continuously every single week on out from here until week 17. It's a very, very tough call. You need a wide receiver for week 14. First of all, don't do a trade for 1 week, though. You know, make sure it's the best trade possible, you know. I think Gibbs is, you could make an argument. I think a week from now, we could literally say Gibbs is the number 3 running back, or we could say he's the number 8. It really does depends on the usage for Gibbs. But I do like the idea. You've got Laporta. I do like the idea of laterally trading into Gibbs from JT. And then you get that Ayuk from Aaron Jones upgrade, that even if Aaron Jones comes back, you hope he gives you Ayuk production. Right? So I guess give me the wide receiver running back combo and Gibbs and Ayuk. Appreciate you, Lucas. I'll see you all after. I think the chat is kind of agreeing with me. Check the chat vote. They'll also help you. Chat, please render your decision. I'll see you all after the game.